Hello, and welcome to the newly redesigned Florida Health Finder website. Florida Health Finder is maintained by the Agency for Healthcare Administration, or as many people know us, ACHA. ACHA is the state agency in Florida that's primarily responsible for three aspects of healthcare. The first of these is Medicaid, and many people who think of ACHA automatically think of Medicaid. The second task is licensing healthcare providers in Florida, and there are currently approximately 43,000 healthcare providers licensed by ACHA. This includes providers such as hospitals, nursing homes, and assisted living facilities, as well as services that provide help in the patient's home, such as hospice providers and home health agencies. And the third task is collecting information about the providers that ACHA licenses and sharing that information with the public. And it's this third task that Florida Health Finder is all about. The Florida Health Finder homepage has been redesigned to minimize the number of clicks necessary to reach the information that you're looking for. So let's take a look at the homepage. In the middle of the screen, you can see a button to our most popular tool, and that's the Facility Provider Locator button. At the top of the screen, if we click the red Compare button, this is a quick link to all of our comparison tools. This includes the Ambulatory Surgery Center comparison tool, assisted living facilities, health plans, home health agencies, hospice and hospitals, the Medicaid Health Plan Report Card, nursing homes, and we have limited information about physicians. Then there's a link to our pricing website, Florida Health Price Finder, and another shortcut to the Facility Provider Locator tool. If we scroll down, we can see there are expandable panels, and this is where the additional information on Florida Health Finder is kept for you to find. So the very first one is the Transparency Resource Options panel. If we click this, the panel will expand, and you can see links here on issues such as your right to information about medical bills, payment options, price estimates, and so on. The second panel, Healthcare Resources for Consumers. There are many links here. This is where you can find our closed and open provider dashboards, consumer guides, links to file a complaint, links to Medicaid general information, and much more. The third panel, Healthcare Education for Consumers. This is another spot where you can find those consumer guides, our healthcare encyclopedia, and our symptom navigator. The fourth panel, Healthcare Researcher Data. This is where all of the data links that were previously on their own separate page on Florida Health Finder have been moved. Now you can see quick links here to the patient data query tools, to quick data summaries, research studies, and reports. The next panel, Health Information Technology, has links related to HIT in Florida, the Florida Health Information Network, and more. Finally, ACHA Resources for Consumer. This links to other websites and resources for the agency. So this includes our agency news, boards and councils, and so on. And we'll take a more detailed look at each of these. For now, something to keep in mind is that these panels will move with you through the website, so you won't have to return to the home screen anymore to access other parts of Florida Health Finder. Let's take a look at the Facility Provider Locator tool first. We click here in the middle of the screen, Locate a Facility or Provider. Although, as I mentioned, you can also access this tool on the top right red button that says Locate. We click this button on the next screen, select Search by Facility Type Location. On the next screen, we can see a drop-down menu, and this menu is the one place on Florida Health Finder where you can see a complete list of all of the licenses offered by the agency. This is the only place where you can find a complete list of licenses, and that is one reason why this tool is so popular. We can also see additional filters, such as searching for an open versus a closed license. We can search by name, street address, city, zip, county, ACHA number or field office, license number, affiliated individual or entity. This means the name of a person. You can search by name to find licenses on which that name appears, profit status, and emergency actions. If we select a license type in the first drop-down menu, for example, hospital, the advanced search features will change. So advanced search features you can access on this dark bar. There is a little gray triangle at the end of it, and if you click that, the advanced search options for hospitals will appear. And so now we can see additional filters, such as searching for a hospital with a bankruptcy on file, searching by bed type or by emergency department or services, searching for specifics, such as a hospital with an off-site emergency department or outpatient surgery center. We can also search for features such as hospitals that have organ transplant programs for adult or pediatric. Additional programs such as burn units and stroke centers. We can search for special designations such as a statutory teaching hospital, special services, and trauma center. Really a lot of great filters here that you can drill down on your search with. And if we change our facility type in the first menu from hospital, for example, to a nursing home, notice that those advanced search options changed as well. Now we can look for a nursing home, for example, that has adult daycare services or is a continuing care retirement community. Again, we can search by bed type. We can look for Gold Seal Award recipients, and I'll explain what that means in just a moment. We can search for languages spoken, license status. We can look for payment forms. For example, if you are looking for a nursing home that accepts VA benefits, you can select that here. Religious affiliations and other special programs and services such as an Alzheimer's secured unit or dialysis. And so let's run a search for nursing homes. Let's look in Orlando. We'll put that in the box for city. And we will leave all of the rest of our features unchecked and just click search. And so on our results page with the facility provider locator, this is what we'll see. In the first column, the names of the nursing homes in Orlando, and these are listed alphabetically. The next column, type, this refers to the type of license, and since we did select nursing home, that's the only result that we'll see here. The next step is street address, and then city, state, zip, phone number, and then the number of licensed beds. Now we have several ways that we can proceed, and the first is to simply print our results page using the embedded print button. Or we can export these results to Excel if you are on a computer with Excel. And so I will click this embedded export button, and I'll show you what that does. If we click to open this file, we pull that over. Now we can see a lot more information has populated automatically in this Excel spreadsheet. We can see answers to many of the filters on the first screen, such as the ACHA number, ACHA license number, the ACHA license effective date, and the expiration date. This is a very handy feature if, for example, you are an administrator responsible for maintaining the renewals on multiple licenses. This is a way that you can quickly generate a search of all expiration dates for your facilities and save that. So that's one way that you can use this export to Excel function, which is really cool. And on our other columns. Again, name, street address, lots of information here, contact information, information about the owners of this facility, about their license status. We can even see the name of the administrator or CEO here. We can see how long this entity has owned this facility. There's even a link to their web address. So a lot of information will export with that Excel feature. The third option that we have is to click the name of any of these providers. All of the names are hyperlinks. And so if I click the very first one, Advent Healthcare Center, this will take us to this facility's profile page. Now, the profile pages on Florida Health Finder are another very popular feature. All of the providers licensed by ACHA have a profile page on Florida Health Finder. And the information that you see on a profile page is updated every single night. So this is the most up-to-date information that you can typically find for the providers licensed by ACHA, and that information includes detailed directions and maps, street and mailing address, a link to their website, administrative information in the upper right. We can click this expanding menu and see a name list of all of the owners and the percent of ownership for each individual. We can see license information, for example, the effective and expiration date for this provider, the number and the types of beds. Then we can see answers to some of the filters earlier. We can see whether this is a continuing care retirement community. We can see what languages are spoken, what payment forms are accepted. We can see the current daily rate for a semi-private room with the nursing home search. And then the emergency power plan summary, that is listed here as well for long-term providers on their profile page. Then there are two other features on a profile page that are really neat that I think you should know about. And the first is, as you can see at the bottom, legal actions. These are links to any cases between ACHA and this provider. And these case numbers are all clickable. So if I click the first case, this will take us to our agency's main website, and that's ACHA.myflorida.com. And this is where legal actions are housed online. You can click the blue select button and view a scanned copy of a final order of this legal action. Just like that, with just a few clicks, anyone can come to Florida Health Finder and visit a provider's profile page and quickly access this information. You do not need a login. You do not need to have an account. This information is available to anyone on our website. Additionally, inspection reports right here in the middle of the profile page where it says ACHA reports. If you click inspection reports, this will also take you to our main agency website, ACHA.myflorida.com. And here we can see 7 pages of inspection reports just for this one provider. All of these reports are clickable, again, by clicking the blue select button. We will see a scanned copy of that report, just like that, just with minimal clicks. Anyone can visit a profile page and again look at those ACHA reports and click to see inspection reports. So if you did not know that this information was out there, now you know where to find it on Florida Health Finder on a provider's profile page. It's easy to return to the home page at any time on Florida Health Finder if you need to. Just click the red FloridaHealthFinder.gov logo at the top of the page. Since we just looked at nursing homes on the Facility Provider Locator tool, let's see how nursing homes appear on the comparison tool. So at the top of the screen, click the red Compare button, scroll down to Nursing Homes, and now you can see on step 1, we need to pick inspection ratings. On step 2, I'm going to select Search by Geographic Location and click the red Continue button. And now we see a map of Florida, and there are several ways you can proceed. You can search Florida by region. This refers to the 11 regions that ACHA has divided Florida into, by county, city, name, by special services, or by zip code. I'm going to again search by city, and I'll click and type Orlando in the search box, and then click the red View Results button. And now we can see for our time period that's listed at the top of the page, this is for April 2017 through September 2019. All of the same nursing homes are listed in the first column. This is the nursing home list for Orlando, and these are listed alphabetically. The next column shows us region, and this refers to which ACHA region that facility is located in. And now we can see these facilities compared to each other using a star system. So first, let's clear up what these stars refer to. We can scroll down to the bottom of the page and see 5 stars means that this facility ranked better than 81 to 100% of the facilities in its region. All the way down to 1 star, that means this facility only ranked better than 0 to 20% of the facilities in its region. So keeping in mind that 5 is high and 1 is low, we can again see an overall inspection risk score in the first column here for each facility. We can see an overall 5-star, an overall 1-star, and everything in between. That overall score is based on the inspection components that you can see broken out to the right. And this includes quality of care, quality of life, administration, nutrition and hydration, restraints and abuse, pressure ulcers, decline, and dignity. Now you can print these results on the comparison page. You can export these results to Excel, or you can click the name of any provider to visit that provider's profile page. Back on the home page, let's take a look now at the Assisted Living Facility Comparison tool. Again, we'll go to the red Compare button and click Assisted Living Facilities. We see the map of Florida, and again, we can search by county, city, region, name, zip, nurse availability, special programs and services. This includes a mix of both recreational and therapeutic services. So we have pet therapy, speech therapy, we have massage and spa, and so also activities. This includes cooking classes, dancing, lots of recreational activities here. So let's search, let's pick a county. I'm going to pick a bigger one. Let's pick Miami-Dade and click View Results. So the first thing to notice on our results screen is the time period. It's a little different for assisted living facilities. This is because each provider type has a different reporting schedule. So for assisted living, we can see this is a rolling 5-year window. That means that whatever day you come to search with this tool, your results will be shown from yesterday back 5 years. So we can see this is taken from January 14th, 2015 through January 13th, 2020, yesterday. And then in the first column, we can see the name of these facilities listed alphabetically. Second column, this has the bed size for that provider. The next column shows the number of substantiated complaints during this time frame. Then the number of sanctions and final orders, any fine amounts, the total number of deficiencies during this time, and those deficiencies are broken out by class type. That refers to severity. Then the nurse availability can be compared, the number of special programs and services, and activities. If these are included, you can hover over the number shown and a floating menu will appear that lists those activities or services. So you can see a difference with the assisted living comparison tool versus, for example, the nursing home comparison tool, which uses stars. The assisted living tool does not. It uses numerical values. But otherwise, the tools are laid out in a similar way, side by side, and you can export these results to Excel, or you can click any of the provider names here to visit those providers' profile pages. The Hospital and Ambulatory Surgery Center comparison tools have recently been updated on Florida HealthFinder. I'm going to demonstrate the hospital comparison tool and walk you through this new layout. Under Compare, click Hospitals. And you can see right away that the new tool brings you directly into the comparison of facilities. You no longer have to click through several different selection menus or a map of Florida. This tool will automatically detect your location, but you can change this location to anywhere in Florida. For example, I will put in Orlando and click Show Results. And now we can see all of the hospitals within a 50-mile range of Orlando. You can select 100 or 200 miles as well. The time period is in the upper left, and we can see that for this comparison, it's taken from April 2018 to March 2019. In the first column, the names of the facilities are listed in alphabetical order. The second column shows the total hospitalizations by facility for this time period. The very first row has a statewide baseline. The next column shows the total number of sanctions and final orders for each facility. And then we can see hospital-acquired infections compared. You'll see NA for some facilities, and there are different reasons for this. It says at the bottom of the list, it might be that there were fewer than 30 cases and that measure was not reportable. There may be other reasons as well. For facilities that we do have measures for, they will be shown here as a star ranking. We can see at the bottom what these stars mean. The 3 stars means that this measure is better than the U.S. national benchmark, down to 1 star, which means that this facility performed worse than the U.S. national benchmark. So keeping in mind that 3 is high and 1 is low, we can compare UTI infections, central line associated infections, C. diff infections, MRSA, and 2 different surgical site infections. The next column compares HCAHPS summary ratings. HCAHPS are the surveys that the hospital sends out with patients either when they're discharged or you might have received one in the mail following a hospital stay. HCAHPS surveys ask you to rate your experience at that facility. Those measures are compared here. The next column shows the average length of stay for each facility, and then the 15-day readmission rate. There is a link to view a quality report card for each facility, the little blue icon of paper and pen. The final column says Care Bundle Pricing. And if we click the red $sign next to a facility, a pop-up menu will appear. This menu lists procedures along with the state average price for that procedure and a purple $sign to view pricing details. Let's pick hip replacement and click to view those pricing details. Florida Health Price Finder shows cost estimates for 44 frequently searched non-emergency services and procedures in Florida hospitals and ambulatory surgery centers. Additionally, the website shows county cost averages for over 200 services that are typically provided in a healthcare provider's office or clinic. On this website, you could click the purple button in the top right to set any location in Florida. Let's pick Orlando. And now we can see results for Orlando hospitals for hip replacement. We can see at the top there's a national average shown, then the Florida state average, and then the Orange County average. And if we scroll down, we can also see estimated costs by facility. Now, a little bit more information about these prices. The cost estimates shown are a care bundle, but what does that mean? Let's click Care Bundle Details to see what is included in this cost. So typically, a procedure such as a hip replacement is going to include other office visits and procedures. And so we can see that for hip replacement, this cost estimate includes an office visit with a specialist for evaluation before the surgery, then the hip replacement itself, and then outpatient physical therapy and rehabilitation, and a follow-up office visit. All of those steps are bundled together into one cost estimate, and so that's what a care bundle pricing includes. You can always click Care Bundle Details for any condition or procedure to find out what is included in that specific cost estimate. Now, if you'd like more information about the pricing information on Florida Health Price Finder, we can click Learn About Our Quality Metrics here in the middle of the screen. We can also scroll down. There's a small FAQ right here near the bottom of the web page. And this takes us to frequently asked questions related to cost. Typically, many people like to know that the cost estimates on Florida Health Price Finder are taken from Florida's 5 main commercial insurance companies, that is Aetna, AvMed, Florida Blue, Humana, and United Healthcare. The cost estimates do not include pricing information from public payers such as Medicare and Medicaid. An estimated 67 million claims from these 5 health insurers were analyzed to estimate the costs that you see on this website. You can find more information on the right menu if you click Cost Questions, Get More Healthcare Information, and General Questions and Definitions. Remember that the pricing information on Florida Health Price Finder is only an estimate, and you will need to contact your healthcare provider for more specific pricing information. You can compare home health agencies on Florida Health Finder. At the top, click the red Compare button, and then Home Health Agencies. Using the map of Florida, you can search by county or service area, by provider name, or certification status. There are 4 certification statuses: Medicaid certified, Medicare certified, Medicare and Medicaid certified, or neither. Let's select a search by county, and let's pick Broward County, and click the red View Results button. On the results page for the Home Health Agency Comparison Tool, we can see in the upper left that the results are taken from a rolling 7-year window. That means that whatever day you use this search tool, the results will be taken from yesterday back 7 years. In the first column, the providers are listed alphabetically by name. The second column shows the number of counties or service areas that apply to each provider. The third column shows the type of certification that this facility has: Medicare, Medicaid, both, or neither. In the third column, we can see the accreditation status, and there are several different types. There's Joint Commission, JC, and several more. You can scroll down to look at these and compare them. The next column shows the number of complaints during this time period, and then the number of sanctions and final orders. Next, you can see any fines during this time, and then the number of deficiencies. There's a column that shows the total number of deficiencies, and then those deficiencies are broken out by class type. Next, you can see the annual patient admissions if those are reported. Medicare quality of patient care. This is information that is taken from the Medicare website. Any special designations, whether or not they take pediatric patients, and the number of services offered. For more information about any of these providers, you can click the name of a provider to visit that provider's profile page. You can also scroll down to the bottom of the screen to export these results to Excel. If you have additional questions, there is a glossary and a methodology link near the bottom of the page. On Florida Health Finder, you can compare health plan information. At the top of the screen, click the red Compare button, and then Health Plans. You can choose to compare health plans in your county, the Medicaid Health Plan Report Card, quality of care indicators, member satisfaction scores for adults, and member satisfaction scores for parents and children. Let's take a look at health plans in your county to see how this tool works. We'll click the red Continue button. And you can see that there's a choice between commercial, HMO, PPO, and marketplace plans, Medicaid health plans, and Medicare HMO plans. I'll click the first option, commercial HMO, PPO, and marketplace, and then click the red Continue button. On the next screen, we need to select a county. I'm going to select Franklin County and click the red View Results button. We can see on the results page the plans that are offered in this county. There are 2 plans offered, Aetna Health and Capital Health Plan. You have several options here. You can click the name of either plan to see more information about that plan. You can see the statewide enrollment numbers and the accreditation status. You can save these results to Excel, print them, or start over with a new search. Let's start over and take a look at the Medicaid Health Plan Report Card. We'll select that option and then click Continue. Again, using the map of Florida, let's pick a different county. Let's pick Hernando and view our results. The Medicaid Health Plan Report Card compares plans that participate in Medicaid, and this measures and compares these plans in 6 different areas. First, we can see that there is a star rating used, and at the bottom we can see that 5 stars means that this plan performed at or above 50% of all Medicaid health plan scores, all the way down to 1 star, and that means that they performed worse than 90% of all Medicaid health plan scores. So keeping in mind that 5 is high and 1 is low, we can see these plans compared on pregnancy-related care, keeping kids healthy, children's dental, keeping adults healthy, living with illness, and behavioral health care. You can further look at each category by clicking one of them at the top of the screen. So if I click Keeping Adults Healthy, now we'll see specific measures for adults, such as breast cancer and cervical cancer screenings, and so on. And if we click Living with Illness, that will change to diabetes and blood pressure scores. If we click Behavioral Health, we can see 2 different measures here, keeping kids healthy, and so on. As you click through each category, the plans will change and you can compare them in different areas. We can scroll to the bottom and start over again. This time, let's look at quality of care indicators. Click the red Continue button. I'll pick Commercial again, and the red Continue button. This time, let's pick a different county, and let's look at Palm Beach and view our results. Now we can see some quality of care indicators compared for these commercial plans. There's quite a long list of plans, and we can see, again, a star system. The ratings key is listed at the bottom, and the measures compared are listed across the top. You can view the results as scores, a percentage number, or as a star rating. Let's click to start over. And finally, let's take a look at member satisfaction scores for adults, and we'll click Continue. Again, picking Commercial and Continue. This time, let's scroll a little further down the alphabet. Let's take a look at Walton County and click View Results. Again, we're looking at member satisfaction scores for Walton County. This is taken from survey data in 2017. And you can see the plan names are listed in the second columns, and the measures are listed across the top. There is a key map to explain any empty NA or NR sections. Now let's take a look at the prescription drug price comparison tool. To find this tool on the home page, click Healthcare Resources for Consumers and scroll down to Prescription Drug Prices. This will take us to another website maintained by ACHA. This is myFloridaRx.com. On this website, click the blue RX Drug Price Finder button. And then from the drop-down menu, select a county in Florida that you'd like to search. Today I'll pick Hillsborough. And then we need to select one city in that county. And I'm going to pick Tampa. Finally, we can see on this drop-down menu a list of the 300 most commonly prescribed prescription drugs. Today, I'm going to look at atorvastatin 10 milligram tablets and click Search. On our results screen, we can see pricing for all of the pharmacies in Tampa for the month of November 2019. And these prices are listed low to high by price. We can see that in November, the lowest price for atorvastatin 10 milligrams, a quantity of 30 pills, was $9 at the Walmart on East Fletcher Avenue. From there, the price goes up. We can see $14 for this prescription at a Walmart on East Fletcher, $15 at a different Walmart on Northdale Mabry. If we keep scrolling, $17.99 at a Winn-Dixie, $18.99, $19.99 at different Winn-Dixies, $35.95 at a Publix on West Waters Avenue. The price jumps to $93.79 and $94.56 at two different CVS pharmacies. I'll keep scrolling all the way to the bottom. The high for November in Tampa for atorvastatin 10 milligrams, again the same quantity, 30 pills, was $192.13 at Healthwise Pharmacy on West Waters Avenue. So a difference of over $180 for the same prescription in the same city. So with this tool, if you have a prescription, and this is the price that you would pay without insurance, this is not a copay, this is the retail price for this prescription. If you don't have insurance or your insurance does not cover a prescription, by using myFloridaRx.com to search the pharmacy prices in your city, you can potentially save hundreds of dollars using this tool. So if you didn't know that this was out there, this is where you can find the tool on Florida Health Finder. From the home page, click Healthcare Resources for Consumers, and then Prescription Drug Prices. There are many healthcare resources for consumers on Florida Health Finder. On the home page, click the Healthcare Resources for Consumers panel, And here we have many options to choose from. Let's take a look at a few of these. There's the closed provider dashboard, and I'll click this just to show you what this is. We can choose to search for closed providers using the date ranges on this menu. We can also select different provider types on this drop-down menu. You can click the map of Florida to select a particular region that you would like to search. Next on our resource panel is a link to our consumer guides. We'll click that. The consumer guides on Florida Health Finder provide answers from the agency on the many healthcare issues that we receive questions about from consumers. So you can see from the list here, these guides include a patient's guide to a hospital stay, assisted living in Florida, end-of-life planning, health and human service programs, a guide that explains emergency and urgent care in Florida, healthcare advance directives, home health care, long-term care, nursing home care, and of course, these may sound very similar to each other, but that's why the guides are here, because it can be very difficult when you're trying to first navigate the long-term care programs in Florida to understand the differences between different types of facilities and providers. And so that's one way that you can use these guides, is to help educate yourself on the differences between the different types of long-term care. There's a guide on patient safety, the Patient Bill of Rights, and understanding prescription drug costs. Let's click one of the links on the left column. Healthcare Advance Directives is probably the most popular guide. This guide explains the differences between living wills, healthcare surrogate designation forms, and organ donor forms. And then at the bottom, you can click to print as many copies as you would like. These are free, of all of these forms. If you would like to print the entire guide, any of the guides, you can click on the right column, the red PDF button. This will open up a version of the same guide with the same material, but it's formatted for printing. This is the same guide on healthcare advance directives, but this time it is formatted for your printer. It will waste less ink and waste less paper, and it will include all of those forms again here at the bottom of the document. If we go back to our list of consumer guides, all of the guides you see here are also available in Spanish. If you click right here on the word aquí at the top, you can see the same list of consumer guides in Espanol. Back on our healthcare resources list, there is a link to file a complaint. And the first question I usually hear is, who can I complain about? And the answer is any provider licensed by ACHA. If you click this link, you'll be directed to a form where you can file a complaint either online or by phone. And you can also choose to file that complaint anonymously, or you can leave identifying information so that we can contact you with follow-up. There are links to inspections and final orders here, financial resources, emergency actions, links, phone numbers. There is a page with general Medicaid information, Medicare information. Much like the closed provider dashboard, there is also a new provider and owner dashboard, and links to other tools that we have tutorials on for the website as well, including the prescription drug price comparison tool. If you have any questions about the healthcare resources on Florida Health Finder, you can always contact us by requesting a free webinar. If we click this link, you can fill out a form either to request a webinar or to ask a question about Florida Health Finder. There are new healthcare transparency resources available on Florida Health Finder. On the home page, click the Transparency Resources option in order to see information such as information about your medical bills or your right to know about payment options. your right for price estimates before you receive non-emergency care, the Patient Bill of Rights, and access to meaningful cost and quality information. We can click each of these options to see the information on the next page. There are healthcare education resources available on Florida Health Finder. From the home page, click the Healthcare Education panel, and here we can find the Health Encyclopedia and the Symptom Health Navigator. If we click the Health Encyclopedia, we can search a list of topics to find information, videos, and facts on a wide range of healthcare conditions and procedures. If we click the Symptom Health Navigator, we can use an interactive avatar to select any part of the human body and then look for conditions, symptoms, and procedures related to that part of the body. There's an adult male, adult female, male child, and female child icon to search from. Each icon will change the list of conditions and procedures that are available to select. For example, if we click Eyes, and then Symptoms, and Go, we can see a list of symptoms related to the eyes. We can click any of these in order to preview information about that condition or procedure. There are important resources and information for researchers available on Florida Health Finder. On the home page, click the Healthcare Researcher Data panel. Here you can find links to Florida hospital financial data, a link to our Order Data Dictionary, Patient Data Query Tool, and quick data summaries, research studies, and reports. Let's click a few of these. Order Data Dictionary, if we click this link, this takes us to a page with information about data orders on Florida Health Finder. Even though there is a lot of information already available on Florida Health Finder, sometimes researchers in particular have a need for much more specific data sets. On the Order Data Dictionary page, you can see what information is available and when, as well as contact information to find out how to place a special order for data. The Patient Data Query Tool is here in the middle of the list. If we click Query Tool, this tool allows us to view more specific information about 3 types of healthcare providers: hospitals, outpatient surgery centers, and emergency departments. You can view information from 2 different years, 2017 or 2018, and you can filter this information all of the ways that you see here under Filter Type. This includes filtering by hospital name, facility, age group, patient gender, principal payer, MSDRG description, and so on. We can see that the default setting is to view this information by hospital. And at a glance, we can see the hospital name, the number of discharges at that hospital for the year 2018, the average length of stay, the total charges, and the average charges at that facility. Again, you can filter this data. You can also download the results to a CSV file. And if you have questions about this data, you can click here to see our data disclaimer, to contact us, or to visit the Data Layout Data Dictionary. If we click Research Studies and Reports, we can now quickly find links to the agency's Adverse Incident Reports, Certificate of Need publications, Emergency Department Utilization Reports going back to 2010, and additional reports that are published by the agency. Under Quick Data Summaries, we can find links to summary reports on inpatient discharges, outpatient discharges by facility, and emergency department visits. And these reports go back to 2010 and 2011. There is comparison information for hospices in Florida available on Florida Health Finder. At the top of the screen, if we click Compare and scroll down to Hospice, we can see a list of all Florida hospices. These are listed alphabetically by the name of the provider in the first column. In the second column, we can see the city, then the license status, the number of licensed beds, and we can see their CAHPS survey responses, and HIS, which is Hospice Item Set Quality Measures. If you'd like to see these broken out, we can, here at the top of the screen, click the CAHPS button, and we can see the CAHPS measures broken out now in the columns across the top of the page, and the rankings by facility. You can scroll down the screen to see each of these hospices and how they performed on these measures. And then the HIS results as well if we click that button. And now we can see the hospices measured in the columns at the top of the screen and scroll down to see how each facility performed on each specific measure. If you have questions about the information provided for hospices, there is a Hospice Consumer Guide additional resource and a data disclaimer at the bottom of the page. On the home page, click the Health Information Technology panel. Here, we can click to see a link to Health Information Technology, and this is a guide to health information technology, which is the area of IT that's applied to healthcare. Health IT supports health information management across computerized systems and the secure exchange of healthcare information between consumers, providers, payers, and quality monitors. There are educational links, agency resource links, and other resources all related to health IT. There are additional ACHA resources for consumers available on Florida Health Finder. On the home page, click ACHA Resources for Consumers. And now you can choose between links to the agency's news, the ACHA data submission and online reporting directory, a link to our boards and councils, ways to contact the agency, a link to doing business with ACHA, a guide to using Florida Health Finder, a way to provide feedback to the agency, and a site map. Let's click a couple of these, a link to our boards and councils. This takes us to our main agency website, ACHA.myflorida.com, and a list of the boards and councils hosted by the agency. You can click any of these names for more information about that board, council, or committee. If we click Contact the Agency, this will take us to the agency's contact page. You can find hotline information on consumer complaints, publication in the Information Call Center, links to Medicaid field offices, Health Quality Assurance Area Office Map, consumer information, and phone numbers and a mailing address for the agency. Remember, if you have questions or need help navigating Florida Health Finder, click the Request a Free Webinar button and fill out the form on the following page with your questions, comments, or to request to sign up for a webinar. Finally, remember that you can follow Florida Health Finder on social media. Be sure to visit our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter. Thanks for joining me, and that completes our walkthrough of the Florida Health Finder website.